Good evening, Saints. Yeah, I came back for another video today. It's my second one today. It's unusual. Listen, I'm gonna give you all a minute to come on in here. But hi, Erica, Erica J, RJ Supreme, and Miss Piggy. Hi, Elaine. God before everything. Cheryl Burnett. Juicy Marable. How y'all doing? Y'all still up? Well, it's about I don't know. It's about 5-6 o'clock here. Anyway, I stumbled onto this video by our own Alfreda Gross, who is a regular person in the chat here on my channel for sure. She's always here. She's always sharp. Her contribution is as good as anyone else's, certainly. Right? She's sharp. She's sharp-witted. But she made a video a few hours ago saying that she was aged out of the beef sector, or at least she believed that she was aged out of the beef sector, right? Well, I don't know, Alfred, about that. You're 70. I didn't have no idea you were 70. If you wouldn't have told me, I would have never guessed. But I'm 65, and I don't feel like I'm aged out of anything, right? Because we get older don't mean we get dumber or we can't contribute to anything. We're not dead people, right? So I think it's an interesting topic. Do we get too old for the beef sector? Even though a lot of people lay claim to their ownership of the beef sector, they started the beef sector, they're OG and all this kind of shit. Nobody owns this thing, and everybody is participating in social media these days, right? If you can still concentrate, you can still figure out how to get on here, then I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing. You can go and spend an hour and have an online relationships with people. So I hate to see her leave. She mentioned that she was having some health issue and some tests. I know what that feels like. I have to go for MRIs every 6 months because I had cancer, and the fear is that it come back. So God didn't give us the spirit of fear. We ain't living in fear. It's part of life. It's part of aging. But I don't think I'm too old to be here. And she made some interesting things because most people here are younger than 70. They're younger than 65. I could care less. Right? Right. I still have the same personality that I always had. Of course, I mean, a lot of people wonder, Timothy Blaine, why you always talk about the same 2 or 3 people? And the answer is simple. I don't have a lot in common with 30-year-olds. I just don't, right? So no, I'm not going to be slanging and banging with 30-year-old people, which are almost like kids to me. At least their conversation is different. It's not anything bad against them, but I'm only going to find certain kind of people interesting enough for me to participate, right? The one person that I spar with most is very close to my age, whether they want to admit it or not. So, Alfreda, I think that when you get these tests and these lab stuff and this doctor shit, I think that does put you in a more serious mood, right? If you're concerned about your health and tests and things like that, no, it's not going to be as interesting to come on here and listen to some of the stuff that goes on in the beef sector, right? But that doesn't mean that you have aged out of the beef sector. You were witty and funny and participating last week. How could that change in a couple of days, right? Maybe your attitude has changed somewhat and you're in a somber mood. But we want you to come on back, take your test, do everything. Be grateful, first of all, that you have health care where you can go and get tests, right? But I had this conversation when I came on YouTube 5 years ago. Well, actually, I've been on here 6 years. When I came on here 60 years ago, you know, people get mad at you and they say anything to you. So they say, you're too old to be on YouTube. You're too old to be on YouTube. Right? Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute, people. Hello? Hello? See, there it is right there, Alfreda Gross. That's a reminder that I have an MRI on the 15th. Right? It's just part of it, honey. Okay, lady. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I got to get rid of her. No, I want to press 1. Yeah, there. That was my hospital calling me to confirm that I have an MRI, which is because I had liver cancer, and then I got to go every 6 months. And then there's all other kind of reasons to go to. So I just go to the doctor, and accept that I am relatively healthy. I can get around on my own. I don't need a walker, so I'm grateful. Right. So yeah, it will put you in a somber mood. I was in a very somber mood when I first started taking these things, but now it's just nothing. It's just something that I have to do anyway. So we're hoping that your test, the serious biopsy you're taking, is negative, and even if it's not negative, you have the health care. You're on your P's and Q's, and they'll treat you. Right. This is not the old days. Even if we do get cancers, then people told me they can get it with a laser. Fortunately, last time I had to take surgery, but as long as they can catch it early, we don't have to panic, honey. So when this thing is over, you have your results, whatever. It'll put a smile on your face, believe me, and you come on back, be yourself. What y'all think? How y'all doing? Y'all think Uncle Tim is too old? Baby, I am not going to let this social media thing pass me up. Pass me not, oh gentle you. Oh, hear my humble cry. There's all kind of people on YouTube, honey. All kind of channels. If you get sick of this mess over here, I don't watch. I mean, I don't keep up with everything. I don't know what they're doing over there with Pizzario and DS and all those people. They're in their 30s. They're young people. Hell, that could be almost their grandfather. Don't make anything wrong with them, but you don't participate in everything. You find something that you like, you sit down and enjoy it. But because we are older people, we weren't raised with the internet. We weren't raised with social media and so forth, right? A lot of people didn't catch on to it. So we're blessed that we have, right? And we're able to participate in the internet like anybody else. We still have our wits about us, right? We still have personality. We still have same needs and wants of other people. And we have a wealth of experience of living, right? Don't think that people, they don't want to hear me because I'm too old. No, it's not because you're too old, honey. A lot of people calling their aunties up for advice. They're not calling their nieces to get advice, right? So she's going through a little something. I think she'll be back. I think she's announced before that she was leaving the beef sector. A lot of people have, right? But we're here right now, right? How you doing, Elaine? Mm-hmm. What y'all think about this situation? Did y'all see Alfreda Gross? Did y'all see her video? It's only 2 minutes. Let's see what the title was. Yeah, she called it, I have aged out of the beef sector. Mm-hmm. So she's not saying that she's given up the internet or social media. She says she's just aged out. Probably you listen to something pretty silly and gross on today, and they just put you in a mood. You know what I mean? God before everything. Hey, she ain't the only one that's getting up there though. I'm proud of my age, honey. I made it. Somehow I made it through the storm and rain. I made it. Somehow we made it. Juicy Marable, Cheryl Burnett. How y'all doing? Hey, it's going Toontown. I mean, we forget things, our memory slip, but even the ones in their 40s, that starts in your late 40s, honey. You forget things. If you feel comfortable, just ask your chat. What the hell was I talking about? It's natural, girl. It's part of living. No age limit, baby. Mm-hmm. Well, because so you're young, that makes you smarter, more competent? No. There are a lot of things. I did a video about this years ago, but there are a lot of things that young people do better than old people, right? Athletic things, anything involving the physical, dancing, being cute, and people wanting to make love with you and all that stuff. A lot of that stuff goes along with youth. I think people are more creative when they're young. If you listen to music, most people, they made their best music when they were in their 20s, early 30s, right? Then they're just doing rehashing their youth when they sing their music. Even when you go to the concert, people want to hear the old stuff, right? So there are a lot of things that you can do better when you're young, part of being young. But when it comes to thinking, and for me, for writing, I think writing is one of the best things I ever did. I didn't start doing that till I was 50 years old, or very close to it. You know, no age limit. Will you still love me when I'm 64? I don't feel old most of the time. Only time I feel old, honey, when you first get up and you try to get them legs on that floor. And you got to get everything moving, baby. Okay. Then after I walk the dog and he wakes me up, he's such a blessing. When I come back, then I feel like myself again. We got to get started. She no longer wants to participate in the sector because it has gotten darker. Well, that depends on who's in here. It's gotten darker for a minute. It'll get dark and get light. Depends on who you watch. If you don't, I mean, I don't watch all these people in the beef sector. There are very few. Some people might say, "Well, you just concentrate on a few people." That's the beef sector to me, right? And not everybody's invited, honey. Sometimes I'll speak on other things going on with other people in the beef sector, but not all of them. Very rarely the young people. I mean, I like Rico. I think he's a nice kid. See, I just said kid, but he's 30-year-old guy. Their conversation is that interesting to me. But he comes over, everybody's welcome, you know. Social media. Right now, I'm over there on Netflix watching in my bedroom the social media experiment, I think it's called. They're talking about Google, which is this company, and social media and how addictive it is and how this is a planned thing, right? But I don't want to miss the what's going on in the world right now. I'm still alive. Yeah. But I don't know if it's gotten any darker. It might get darker with a couple of people. You just don't watch them. You know. Honestly, I check in and see what's going on with 2 or 3 people a day, honey. And Mrs. Gross, she's always here. She's an active member of the beef sector. Don't rob yourself, honey. You can drop by for 20 minutes, 10 minutes, you know. Baby. People also get frustrated with this thing when their numbers don't grow. You know, everybody's always hollering, screaming about their numbers. Everything is not about numbers, honey. Everything is not about making money. There are many people who have YouTube channels. They come on, they only have a few people, but they like each other, right? So they have an online relationship. They ain't here trying to pay their light bill like some people. Please hit the like button. In my opinion, the beef sector has various channels with different content. I've definitely aged out of most, but not all. There are choices. It's just choosing what's best for you, right? And there are old people on here. Everybody's behind an avatar, so we don't know how old people are. You know, young people. There are young people who find us oldies interesting. You know, you go turn your television on, right? You know, there's old actors on there. Some of the best actors in the world are old. Shit, Anthony Hopkins is my favorite actor. I think he's down there 90 years old. Oh, thank you, Annette. Annette, you bring calming energy to the beef sector, in my opinion. Calming energy. I think Alfreda she'll be back. She's taking a break. And also, you'll be amazed at when you get a positive test result, something you're worried about, you're thinking about it. And we all thinking about it. I think after 50, my grandmother used to start telling me after 50, people start dropping. So when all these people dropping, we're always aware of it on the internet and all that kind of stuff. It makes you think, honey. And something comes up in your health, it makes you concerned. But this is real life happening. I should be offline and being depressed. No, keep on living. When God says it's done, it's done. And even cancers, I'll just mention one particular thing. It's not the end of life, not anymore. They got more cures for cancer than they have cancers that they can't treat. Right? If they catch it early enough, you can treat almost anything. I went through the liver cancer. I didn't even have to take chemo or radiation because I was going regularly to these MRIs and things, and they caught it early. So just stay in touch with your health care and use it. Doctors say, come in, come in. Trying to follow all these people, though, I think is what you were saying. Let's get... Now, Frida Gross is a friend here, so they're not in any way disrespectful.
It's me, the great grandma. And I never thought this day would come because I'm always jumping in and out of the beef sector. But this time, it's true. I think I've aged out of the beef sector. There's no room for a 70-year-old lady in the beef sector.
I don't agree.
I used to be able to sort of keep up with everything and make videos and talk stuff with you guys, but yeah, I think that time is over. Ever since this new change came about, I got lost somewhere in the sauce, and I can't.
Yes, she's talking about keeping up with all the things that go on in the beef sector, being nasty and cussing and fussing and all that kind of stuff, right? You don't have to do all that, honey. It's not all about keeping up with everybody else's chat and going and being a part of everybody's chat, right? You pick out a couple people you like them, you go sit down for 20 minutes and just enjoy the chat, right? In my opinion. But no, Alfreda, I do not agree with you. You're not aged out. You are sharp or sharper than anybody in my chat. No offense, people, but it's the truth. She's always here. Soul Sister #1 show. Not everyone grows old the same way. Many still have fun. It's the truth, honey. I know, old man. But when I look at sometimes I look at other people though, and I said, damn, he's 63. I'm older than that man. No matter how I feel, I am old, but 65 is not really that old. The lady who, my editor of my books, she's 94 years old, and she edited my book at 90. Right? Great conversation, everything. I mean, we all have to, move in that direction. But she's 94 years old. Hey, she had a whole nother lifetime after me. 65, that's 30 more years, child. That's older than some of y'all is. I go where I can have fun. That's right. When the fun is over, I'm gone. I'll go find something else. There's all kind of channels, I don't think Alfreda Gross is going to be, if she could be entertained with this stuff for years, I don't think she's going to be going over there knitting and all that kind of stuff. She's not an old woman. She has tests coming up, so it makes her feel old for the moment. Let me see. Now you're going close. Let me see what else y'all say. People, this is this shy girl complex. People talk about the dark side of the beef sector, but I look at the people who's been here for years. I don't bother with the dark stuff. Right. There are people over there bragging that they started the beef sector, and you might have started the name because you're so nasty, right? But there are people. We were here. We were here. We were here. We were here. We were here long before Kaya and T.S. Madison got into it. Some of them, they claim that that's when the beef sector started. No, honey, we were already here. I certainly was already here. I was only here 6 years. James and some of those guys, they were here before I was here. Sean Bradley, they was here. So when I arrived, right? And that's a couple of years before the TS thing even took off. So it's social media. It's free. Click in, click out. Mm-hmm. I can see myself getting bored and leaving if I want to, you know. My numbers are currently where I can actually supplement my income by being on YouTube. So I have a motivation for being here now. It wasn't my plan. I was on here for 2 years without even attempting to be monetized. And when I did get monetized, I was making 10-minute videos, 20-minute, and I was having a ball. I was having fun, you know. So we all get burnt out. You'll get burnt out. You get sick of hearing the same people, same gripes, same complaints, you know. Go away for a while. Maybe some of you come back, some of you won't. A lot of times people will brag about, well, I got 100,000 subscribers, or I got 75,000 subscribers, whatever it is. But hold on a minute. That's Jimmy's dog food. Y'all know I got to cook chicken for him every night. Let me just turn it off. Okay, baby, I turned off the chicken. Okay, you hold on a little bit. I'm so upset. I have Cuisinart pots and pans, right? I bought them as a set, but there's only 2 that I can use for the dog. Well, the smallest one, it's really I need more water in there, right? So I have a set, but I only have 1 pot that I can make my Jimmy's chicken with. So I was with my niece in Ross. She was moving here. She getting some stuff there. And I said, oh, I need a new pot for my baby dog, right? This pot was at Ross. They don't sell Cuisinart brand, but I didn't realize that it was much cheaper. I think the one I needed or wanted was $50 on Amazon for a Cuisinart pan that I needed to make his chicken. But Ross had the same size pan for I think it was $16, something like that. A whole lot less than $55 for a pan. So I said, okay, I'll just get this just for the dog's food, right? And when I got it home yesterday, day before yesterday, I made his chicken, but I didn't realize that those pots, those cheaper pots, the handle does not stay cool. Whatever technology they use to get where the pots and pans, high-end pots and pans, the handle does not get hot. I put my hand on the damn pot to burn the shit out of my hand. Oh, that's why it's cheap. Mm-hmm. They look similar, but I burned the shit out of myself. So now I got to use a rag and remember to always use that. But we'll go on Amazon and see if they have some kind of pot holders in there or some, you know, where you put the handle into a holder that stays on there. We'll see. Who is this? Thank you, DeAndre Jamerson. You keep calling Squeenie Jimmy. Do I do that? Oh, Squeenie Jimmy. I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry, Squeenie. That probably happens because they're the same person. I named Jimmy after my partner, who was a dog lover, who's been dead for over 30 some years. But he was a dog lover, and I always said if I ever got a dog, I'd call him Jimmy. So that was my last dog, right? My pet name for Jimmy when we were alone was Squeenie. I always called him Squeenie, right? When we were being fuzzy. And so when I got the new dog, I wanted to still call him my partner, my ex-partner, who I still love in my heart. I said, well, you'll be Squeenie. So I always confuse them because they are the same person. Jimmy was called Squeenie. The real Jimmy was called Squeenie too. I thought I had gotten over that, but I love both of my doggy babies. Mm-hmm. I go. Okay. Yeah, some people are taking this stuff way too serious. The very one, Jay Wilson, who said they don't take it serious. This is not my income. This is only on YouTube. All that shit they talk, child. They are scrambling here trying to pay their bills with YouTube. They're taking this thing way too seriously, honey. It's not serious to me like that. I'll do it till I don't want to do it no more. Just do something else. You can always find something to do. I know one thing. I was writing a whole lot more when I wasn't on YouTube. So it just replaced one thing with the other. I buy the non-stick Teflas removable handles. Non-stick Teflas removable handles. So Lord Karma, that goes over the handle that's on the pot. Is that what it is? Forgive my old age. Okay, they call it non-stick. Amazon has everything. So whatever I think of, if I put it in their search engine, they have some version of it. Okay, handles. It's pretty amazing. All of my pots are, they're all Cuisinart. So I never even thought about you can burn your hand on a pot before. I mean, not in years and years and years. Never go cheap. That's right. Well, I said it's only for the dang on dog. Do I see myself dating again? I should be so lucky, Ashley. I should be so lucky. It would be nice to have a companion. Absolutely. I don't know that I would be down for living with a person, but if you meet somebody and you fall in love with them, then it's only natural that you want to be with them all the time. So I don't see that happening again because I just don't go out there enough, Ashley. I don't know where I would meet a man unless he was in my hallway or somewhere, or he knocked on my door and said, I heard you need a man. You got them need a man blues. Someday he'll come along. The man I love. Yeah, not likely, but I'm comfortable the way I am, Ashley. I don't get like horny and stuff and want to go out and have trade. A lot of this stuff is youthful, right? And a lot of people, I mean, I live in the Castro. This is was the gay mecca. A lot of guys in my age who are in relationships, but most of those relationships are long-term relationships. People who have been with people for years and they've grown old together, which is ideal. I mean, same thing in the straight world, I imagine. They've grown old together, right? When they met each other, they were still hot and saucy. And they fell in love and they've stayed together. I like to think that if my partner had lived, we would still be together. I like to think that way anyway. But as far as two 65-year-old men coming together, I just have not experienced a lot of that. I haven't seen it. There's one. They met in, I think, 50 and 60. So I don't know. But the door is not totally shut. Mm-hmm. I'll be like my grandma. She got it 94, but she said, I said, Grandma, I heard you had a boyfriend. She said, oh, just somebody to cut the grass. Somebody come over and cut the grass. Right? So there's all kind of relationship in the world, honey. Mm-mm. Good friends last longer in this world, in my world. So a pan with the handle. Yeah, I'm gonna see if they have some kind of cover for that. I mean, it's only a pan. I'm exaggerating. It's just something that just happened, I might get a Cuisinart pan. The Cuisinart, that damn thing was $52 just to make the dogs chicken. If I'd known better, I would never have got introduced this dog to chicken, right? So now he can't eat nothing else. Life would have been so much easier just to give him dog food, but I got out of the habit of that with my last dog. Jimmy never ate dog food either. I won't bore you guys with the story of how we got on chicken again, but I like to give them what they want. I like them to see the tail wag and they get happy when I feed them. Not be sniffing around the bowl for no fucking 2 hours. You are 40 and too independent to put up with another. Don't stay single too long, Lord Comma. You get used to it, honey. That goes for everybody. No, if you stay single too long, you get used to being alone. And then when you try to be with somebody else, it's too late. It's too late for love. Whoa, what could I have been thinking of? I was such a fool. Hi, Visty. Are you speaking to Soul Sister? Okay. Okay. So yeah, the young people, they like to read and do all that kind of stuff. I'm barely even aware of them. Some people like QB and his crowd, they have a good time. I mean, we all got followings, right? But it's not that interesting for me. Sometimes if they hate the same person that I hate, I might go over there for a laugh. I go for a chuckle, honey. Depending on the content. I've been like that for years, Tim, and I'm happy. You're blessed, Lord Karma. It is you're a blessed person if you can be by yourself and it is comfortable for you. I consider myself to be blessed as well. I've matured to a point. A lot of that drug shit was about chasing people and sex and all that stuff. I just don't have that anymore. I want to be comfortable. I don't want to be coming home wondering what kind of mood the other person's in. I don't want to keep trying to turn to my murder mysteries and he keep want to turn to something else. Go be in the same room, you know. And I don't want to argue. That's for damn sure. All my argument takes place in the beef sector. I don't want to argue with nobody. I don't want to be wondering where nobody is. I don't want to feel like I'm too old. You want somebody younger. You want somebody younger. Because I would certainly be attracted to an older person. But I mean a younger person, physically. But unfortunately, just because someone looks good doesn't mean that you're compatible with them. I would want to have conversations, so I would probably need to be with somebody if it was a serious relationship near my same age. I've always noticed for years and years and years that most gay relationships, there seems to be a 10-year gap. Now I know people will get mad at me making a general statement, but usually there's something like a 10-year gap between the ages of the men. One more settled, more mature. The other one, generally speaking, is a younger person. Although not horribly younger, but I've just noticed that, particularly with successful people. We all know how them dogs are, the means are, child. When they're young, they're in love with you and everything. But when they get successful, then they want to trade you in for a newer model. A lot of the women can attest to that. Oh, I just feel young. I feel like life is passing me by. Motherfucker, you horny girl. And you went out and got you a bimbo. A side piece. Oh. You attract dummies? This time, like, you attract them or do you want them? Some people prefer dummies. That's so rude. Yeah, but some people like quiet, demure kind of men. I mean, there's somebody for everybody, honey. We can't explain love. That is an underrated creation. God had to create love as well, right? Not only the physical, that's not all that makes up a person. If so, it might as well be robots. Dummies can be fun too. Here's how y'all defining dummies. Some people will call that trade, honey. Trade, you're here for one purpose, honey. I all want to talk. You look for a cheaper price. Yeah, it's got to be a certain size pot was the issue. Now I got a set. They got the little bitty one, little saucepan that can barely hold the chicken, and then they got a medium sized one, and that's perfect. But the medium sized one, that's the one that I need. It's for and to be frank, I'm a person who likes aesthetics. I like things to look good. So when I hang the pots up, I hang all my pots up on a rack. I don't want no cheapy looking pot up there, girl. That was my big issue. That's why I wanted to pay all that money for it. But now I see that the handle is an issue as well. So I'll break down and get it. Whatever. So all depends on the mood and the Cash App. Ooh. Sometimes that's the great motivator. You want to go shopping. No, you don't want them. They just find you. They're just dummies. Stop taking them home, bestie. You want you an intellectual. You want you one of them Kevin Samuels high value men. I ain't never want no high value men. I was talking yesterday about that costume designer I was involved with, and he was the same as the rest of them, child. These what they call high value men have high value attitudes, and I just don't want to be up under nobody else, right? Ain't nobody running me but me. Like you have to. I mean, when I was a young boy on the streets of LA, there were opportunities to have sugar daddy. That never attracted me. Baby, I don't mind. Tell me what to do. Go pick up the grocery. I ain't picking up shit. Tell your mammy to pick it up. Bitch. It was very much like that. So I was not a candidate for all that. All that sweet Soul Sister #1 show. You want me to redesign your home? Mm-hmm. My niece, the one who moved here over the weekend, she has a business where she shops for vintage, mostly purses, Louis Vuitton old purses and things like that, and thrift shops, and then she sells them online, like at eBay and so forth. She has a whole business like that. I said, well, people have told me for years that I could do a business like that since I like to shop anyway. I'm always finding these deals and these collectibles in what's this diminishing thrift shops in here in San Francisco. I still know how to find things. You can make a business out of that. Mark them up and sell it online. So maybe she's going to show me how I can do that. I've never been one to want to sell things, though. I always want to keep it for myself. But it makes sense, and it is another way to make money. Lord Karma, you want him to be kind, but not a doormat. A good sense of humor is important to me as well. And I think I fell in love with my lover, my partner, because he loved me. That's huge, honey. When you recognize that someone really cares about you and they love you, your response is you love them back. It's so good loving somebody when somebody loves you back. And that's a fact. I'm saying not 70-30, not 60-40. I'm talking about a 50-50 love. Yeah. Nothing compares with real love, honey. People don't talk about it very much. They talk about physical things and they talk about how much money people make and all that. But I mean, love is the answer. That's what brings people together. Doormats need love too. I have another relative who's had an online relationship for years. It works. They travel, they visit each other, but neither one of them seems to have a desire to leave their state. They met online and they just talk every day, you know. So there's all kinds, honey. Uncle Tim, no singing. What? Oh, I'm so hurt. I thought you enjoyed my singing. Milan, Natasha Milan. I thought you liked my singing, girl. No singing and you're crying. You like that Jay Wilson singing. I don't know how you deal with that. Something new for everybody. Natasha Milan, do you be out there having trade, or are you trying to fall in love, honey? Somehow you impress me as a trade kind of girl. They come over for 20, 25 minutes. Everything gets taken care of. See you later. Maybe. Actually, say I enjoyed the singing. That's right. Enjoy yourself. Have a good time. It's the spice of life. Well, love certainly is, honey. I even see the way women are with their babies. You know, I see them in the neighborhood, and they look at their baby. They're just so happy. That's love, honey. There's all kind of forms of love. You love a person, but you can love your family. You love all kinds of stuff. You can love your pets. It's beautiful. I'm a sucker for these buddy movies where friends love each other. It's not a sexual thing. It's a buddy thing. I'm ready for love. Natasha, it's too late. No, I'm just kidding, girl. It ain't too late. You never know where you're going to meet somebody, child. And strange thing, Natasha Milan, what I've noticed at our church, you know, I go to City of Refuge here in Bay Area, but the transgender girls seem to have more long-term relationships than the gay men. First, the lesbian women, they stay together forever. So they almost always have a committed relationship. And then, but the transgender people and their husbands, I think most of the time they like to call them straight, but whatever, bisexual, whatever they are, they have several relationships where they've been together for years and years. I'm serious about that. It's the men's, honey. Just the men's that have all the problems keeping it in their pants, honey. We have a couple of long-termers, but mostly it's the lesbian women and the trans girls with their husbands. Yes, we do. We know how to treat a man, honey. We're straight transgender women. We're straight transgender women. Okay. I don't understand everything perfectly. I just know that they have, I can think of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in our little church that have been together, 15, 20 years. I can only think of one of the gay men. You can't, Laura Karma, what you say that for? You can't stand the screaming queen like Jay Wilson? Just say it. Say his name. I can't stand Jay Wilson screaming in that car, girl. Say it. He's become a real flamer. All kind of people in the world, honey. All kinds, baby. Some people like big bear men, hairy and chests, their backs. They don't even want hair on their feet. You say, "Oh, I don't like that." So they don't have no problem, honey. We have whole bear communities here. Somebody for everybody. It's another created thing, I think, though. Big seat. How you doing, big seat? Sit. Is it big sit? I dated a film guy. Thank God. I ran for the Laura Carmen, don't be mean to people now. People get their feelings hurt. A film guy, you know, it's just not your tea. When I was younger, I used to wonder why do guys want to wear lipstick and fingernails and they want to do this. And a lot of young people go through that period and whatever. That's not my type. But they ain't had no problem getting trade. No problem at all. Right? And sometimes you wonder why he want him. He could have me. No, that's not what he wants, honey. When I was in the drug world, I'll be saying, well, goddamn, I had to sack. Why you want to go over there with that queen? Well, I didn't do anything for the brother. So he wants what he wants. And they like each other, honey. That's what it is. You know, just got to find out what you like. So strange. Here I live right in the Castro, and I never go out and meet anybody. Ain't that something? These youngsters would love to be here in the Castro. They can go out every night and party and so forth. But that's not the way it is. Anyway, you darlings, thank y'all for coming in tonight. Y'all who know Alfreda, tell them we anxiously await her return. Mm-hmm. It's just something she's going through. God bless you guys, and we'll see you probably tomorrow. Later.